So, welcome to our daily tea. And today, in our daily tea, the 32nd Sunday in ordinary time of the year. Today, the message I have for you is that you need wisdom. You need wisdom. I know if I ask you what you need, wisdom may be the last in the list of what you need. And on this platform, I have observed that most of the time when I ask people to present their intention, you often hear people, you know, paper, visa, life partner, fruit of the womb, money, job, and so on and so forth. All these things are not your needs. They may be what you want. Need is different from want. So people mistake need for want. What you want is quite different from what you need. You may want money, but do you really need money? Yeah, you may want to be ahead of everybody, but do you really need to be ahead of everybody? So that's why today I want to let you know what you really need. And when you get that which you need, other things will follow. Your need is the essence of your being. Your need is the most important thing in your life. Okay? Let me remind you, take your mind back to King Solomon. God gave him an open check, and God told Solomon, just ask me whatever you need, and I will do it for you. Moses was in a position to ask God for money. He needed money. As a king, who doesn't need money? Moses would have asked for power, or ammunitions to destroy his enemy. And you know that the Israelites, they're always fighting. They're always fighting. His father David spent his whole life fighting one war or another. So he would have asked for more power to continue from where his father David stopped. But Moses, being a wise man, he did not ask for any of those things. What he asked for was wisdom. Solomon asked for wisdom, not for wealth, not for power, not for ammunition. He asked for the most important thing in life. And that is why, even in your current affair, you can rightly say that Solomon was the wisest king of Israel. Solomon was the wisest king of Israel because he asked for what he needed most, not what he wanted. Okay, that brings us to today's message. My brothers and my sisters, you need wisdom. I repeat, you need wisdom. You need to be wise. You need to be intelligent. You need to be inspired. You need wisdom in order to overcome your foolishness. You need wisdom in order to overcome your ignorance, because ignorance is a disease. The only remedy to ignorance is wisdom. When the wise speaks, every other person listens. When you speak, if you're a wise man, a wise woman, each time you speak, you don't speak nonsense. Even when others are speaking nonsense, when you speak, there must be something relevant. You speak sense. And those who listens to you know that you are talking sense. My dear, you need wisdom. Let's go through today's first reading, and you will agree with me that if there is anything you should be praying for from today, forget all these things you are asking. Look at what you are writing. You need wisdom. I've never seen any of you come to this platform and say, Father, God, please bless me with wisdom. How many of you? Think of it. Come to think of it. All this long essay you are writing, without wisdom, you can't manage it. Even if you are the richest man today, without wisdom, you cannot manage that wealth. Even if you are the most inspired, you have the gift of prophecy, you have the gift of healing. Without wisdom, you will mismanage it. You need wisdom. Wisdom helps you to know when to speak and when to keep silent. When to speak and when to listen. Wise men, wise women, they are quick to listen, slow to speak. And when they speak, they utter wisdom. Child of God, you need wisdom. Okay, let's go ahead with the readings. Today's first reading, and this reading is what we are sharing in the whole Catholic Church. Wherever you have Roman Catholic Church, this is the reading, the first reading today. The first reading is from the book of Wisdom, chapter 6, verse 12 to 16. Wisdom, the book of Wisdom, chapter 6, verse 12 to 16. And I want you to jot a few things that will help you. Jot a few things, because the book of Wisdom is full of wise saying. That's why it's book of wisdom. When you open the book of wisdom, what do you expect? It's wise saying. It's wisdom. So that's why I want you to jot a few things that will help you understand the importance of wisdom. Okay? The message is you need wisdom. Okay? Then jot a few things, and we are going to itemize it. Number one, wisdom is radiant. Right? Number one. What is wisdom? Wisdom is radiant. Okay? That is the first thing you must know. Radiant. Like the sun. Wisdom is radiant. It radiates. It reflects. Number two, wisdom is unfolding. Wisdom is not something you acquire overnight. It unfolds. Wisdom, you grow into it. wisdom, you develop it. Wisdom is not something you acquire overnight. It unfolds. When you are in the college of wisdom, you will discover that gradually, like all of you that have been admitted into this Divine Mercy Global Academy, you may not know that something is happening, but you will see yourself unfolding. You will see yourself growing. You will see yourself developing in wisdom. It unfolds. By the time you complete this 3 years program, Global Academy, oh my God, you will be wise. Wisdom is radiant. That's number one. Number two, wisdom unfolds like a beautiful flower. You see it unfolding. The beauty comes out. It's magnificent. It unfolds. So then let's continue. She is easily discerned by those who love her. Number two, wisdom is easily discerned, by those who love her. Okay? The love of wisdom or the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. So the love of wisdom is the beginning of his acquisition. The love of wisdom is the beginning of his acquisition. The first thing you must do if you want to acquire wisdom, if you want to get wisdom, is to have love for wisdom. And that's why even this thing we call philosophy, philosophy is, when you translate the Greek meaning of philosophy, philosophia, which means love of wisdom. The love of wisdom. That is what philosophy is all about. Philosophers are supposed to be those who have love for wisdom. Who have love for wisdom. That is what philosophy is all about. And the philosophers are supposed to be those who have love for wisdom. Okay? Love of wisdom. Now, that is philosophy. So, wisdom is easily discerned by those who love it, who love her. So, if you want to discern wisdom, if you want to acquire wisdom, if you want to know more about wisdom, then you must fall in love with wisdom. The more you are in love with wisdom, the more you are likely to discern it, and the more you are likely to acquire it. You cannot acquire what you don't love. You cannot discern what you don't love. For you to acquire it, for you to discern it, you must love it. That's why it says wisdom is easily discerned by those who love her. That is number 3 point I want you to note. And then, wisdom is found by those who seek her. Number 4. Wisdom is found by those who seek her. Yeah. If you are not seeking her, will you find it? When Jesus Christ told you in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 7, knock, the door will be open to you. Seek, you will find. Okay? When you seek wisdom, you will find it. Some people may be looking at you. They say, after all, you are wasting your time. Every day you are pressing, you are watching Divine Mercy, Eucharistic Adoration. You don't have any other business. they forget that you are seeking wisdom. You are not just here to receive your healing. You are not just here to be prayed for. You are not just here. You are here. Eh? Look at yesterday. Just an ordinary advice I gave a woman concerning her marriage. A woman called me, another woman from UK called me that, Father, that advice will help me. In fact, for that advice, I am sowing 5,000 into your minister. I did not pray for her. Wisdom in action. When you speak, when you utter wisdom, there is something in you that tells you that this one is a good advice. This one makes sense. That woman did not just decide to sow that seed for the sake of sowing it. An advice was being given to another woman. She felt that, this advice is also useful to me. She didn't say, I received my healing. She didn't say, I received my deliverance. She did not say, you prayed for me. But because of that wise advice, that's what I mean. When you seek for wisdom, you don't just come here looking for prayer. No, wisdom. Wisdom. And that wisdom, where does it come from? You will soon find out. He said, wisdom is found by those who seek her. All of you who are on this platform seeking for wisdom, you will surely find her. You will find her. It's a place where you come, you listen. Because this Bible we are reflecting on daily basis, this is a book of wisdom. The entire Bible is a book of wisdom. This is encyclopedia of knowledge, encyclopedia of knowledge, encyclopedia of understanding, encyclopedia of wisdom. Anything you cannot get here, you cannot get it elsewhere. When it comes to wisdom, this is the encyclopedia of wisdom. So, and we are here every day studying this. Why won't you gain wisdom? Why won't you gain understanding? So, those of you who connect to this platform on a daily basis, you are here seeking for wisdom, and you will surely find it. As that woman found her own yesterday, and she was so happy that she was moved to sow into this ministry. He said, nah, Father, this one is for me. This advice you gave to that woman, it will help me as well. Wisdom can be found by those who seek her. This is number 14. You need to know about wisdom. Okay? Now, let's continue. A lot of wise sayings. Now, you say, wisdom hastens to make herself known to those who desire her. Wisdom is something. Let me write it first. You write your own. I hope you are noting all these things. Wisdom hastens to make herself known to those who look for her, who desire her. It hastens to make herself available and make herself known, whichever one, make herself known and available to those who desire her. One thing about wisdom, as you are looking for wisdom, wisdom will be looking for you. As you are searching for wisdom, wisdom will be searching for you. Wisdom is not something where you are looking for it, it will be hiding. No. The moment you set out to look for wisdom, you will see wisdom looking for you. Wisdom will become so available for you, and you can easily get it. You don't, in fact, stress yourself to get wisdom. The moment you set out to look for wisdom is very easy. Once you love it, once you seek for it, once you desire it, you will see wisdom coming after you. You don't have to stress. Okay? And the most important thing is, are you in the right place? That is what matters. Where do you get wisdom? We will get to know that. Where do you seek for wisdom? Where do you search for wisdom? Okay? Okay, now let's continue. He who rises early to seek her will have no difficulty. Early search for wisdom. You say the moment you set out on time looking for wisdom, you will not have difficulty in finding her. Okay? He who rises, early to look for wisdom, early to search for wisdom, okay, we not find it difficult. Okay. Early to bed, early to rise. When you start on time to search for wisdom, you will not find it difficult to get her. But when you start late, then you have already occupied your mind with the foolishness. It will be very difficult to get her. By then it is too late. Unless you need to deliver yourself from all those foolishness you have used to occupy your mind. The deliverance that we take place today is deliverance from spirit of foolishness. Foolishness is the worst demon anyone can have. Because when you have this spirit of foolishness, it can make you take foolish decision that you will later regret. That is foolishness. When you are possessed with the spirit of foolishness, you follow the crowd sheepishly. You don't just reason. You don't have independent mind. Okay? You don't have your own ground you don't stand. You just follow the crowd because everybody say, boss, oh yeah. You don't even ask yourself questions. The whole world now has started locking down. You will see some African countries now, without sheepishly, you will see them taking off locking down again. Whereas the thing is not in Africa. Okay? Coronavirus is not in Nigeria. I'm telling you with authority. Nigerians, Africans, God has blessed us with a hard scale. Okay? God, with the suffering we have gone alone, coronavirus is too small, too tiny. Look at the kind of water we drink. Do we even sanitize? Do we even have to, purify it? People go to the stream, fetch water from the spring, drink it directly. Nothing happens to them. People are bitten by mosquito. Nothing happens to them. But all of you that have this soft body, soft immune system, the moment ordinary malaria attack you, you are gone. So African leaders, because they are not wise, whatever happens in overseas now, you will see them sheepishly, they will follow. That is foolishness. If people could have political rally, election is gone. Nobody died of COVID-19. Protest is gone. Nobody died of COVID-19. Tell me now, where is COVID-19 coming? But the foolish leaders now that UK has locked down, they will start creating unnecessary COVID-19 in their mind. That is foolishness. You don't follow crowd. You don't do things because others are doing it. That is foolishness. Ask yourself, a wise man should ask. It's logic, simple logic. We have done election in Edo, done election in Ondo. There was nothing like social distance. There was nothing like face mask. Yet, nothing like coronavirus. People did not collapse and die on the street during campaign of COVID-19. We protest here and there. There was nothing like coronavirus. Okay? But now, because UK have locked down, don't be surprised. Your foolish leaders in Africa now will start taking off locking down. And their target has nothing to do with your health. It's because Christmas is at the corner. Wicked people. They have deprived us from celebrating Easter. Now they want to deprive you from celebrating Christmas. Christians, when will you become wise? Christians, when will you become wise? Oh, all these attacks are against Christianity. July, they opened up. That July was the month the Muslims celebrated their Salah. But Easter, the peak of Easter, was when there was March, April, the lockdown. Now, December is coming, Christmas is coming, November, December, they are planning another lockdown. Can't you see that this is an attack against Christianity? But foolish leaders in the church, I'm sorry to use that word, I can, because I saw, oh my God, I saw what these people came up with. I don't know. Because we are talking about wisdom now. We need to be delivered from that spirit of foolishness. Because when we allow devil to control, when people allow devil to control them, that is the highest level of foolishness. Okay? When you allow devil to rule you is the highest level of foolishness. What we should be praying against is the spirit of foolishness. Foolishness. And I'm sorry to use that word. I may be harsh, but if look at simple logic. Here in Nigeria, they told us to close down our places of worship, and we did. During election, they did not observe social distance. During election, nobody wore face mask, and nothing happened to them. During the protest, there was nothing like social distance. There was nothing like face mask. Nothing happened to them. But in the church, so that means that coronavirus is in the church, especially Catholic Church. Anglicans, some of them did not even close their church in Nigeria. Most of them, Anglican church did not close. But my fellow Catholic Church closed down their church. Not only closing down their church, now that they came back, they are still wearing face mask. They started it. The Anglican Communion, they did not close down their church. And nobody has died. Now, they heard about second lockdown. The most foolish letter I have ever seen is what I want to read to you now. I don't care who wrote it. I don't care who signed it. When we talk about wisdom, opposite of wisdom is foolishness. The most foolish letter I have ever read in my life is what I want to share with you now. And I'm sorry, whoever this will offend. I don't mean to offend you. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't mean to insult anybody. But we are talking about wisdom. And this has to be addressed in the context of today's first reading. Just be patient with me before you start throwing your stone. Catholic Bishop Conference of England and Wales. Statement from the President and the Vice President of the Conference of the National Lockdown. This should be November 4th, November 2020. Now, today, Parliament passed into law the regulations governing many aspects of activity, okay, in the whole England until December 2nd. It will be extended though. Forget that. That's how they started before Easter. December 2nd. When December 2nd, now they will extend it. So these regulations prohibit the gathering of people for communal worship. Why communal? Specifically communal worship. But other gathering can go on. Prohibition of communal worship in churches and other religious buildings. Communal worship. So now listen to them, their own application of this rule. He said, churches remain open and in use for activities other than communal worship. Every other activities are free to take place in the church other than communal worship. You can go to the church and dance a willow. You can go inside the church and fornicate, do whatever you want, but except communal worship. So other activities are prohibited except communal worship. And then other things like including personal prayer. And then you can use the church as support for those who are in need. Imagine that. The church should be used to give support for those who are in need. This is the most stupid and most foolish. A church that has been dedicated for communal worship. Now you are opening it up. That people can now use the church to give support, social worker, welfare. What can be more helpful to the people than communal worship? What other support can be more? Oh my God, I weep for church. I weep for the church. The church is gone, though. It's just, I'm weeping. My heart is bleeding as I'm reading this thing for you. They have hijacked your church. Agents of darkness have taken away the church. Communal worship. Then why is it church? What is the essence of church? If we don't use it for communal worship, but we can use the church for all this welfare, just to give support. Oh my God. They can use the church for personal prayer and support for those in need. And then look at the most interesting one. Funeral masses and funeral services may be held. Look at what they are offering you. The only thing they are allowed to celebrate for you is funeral masses, funeral service. Now them go die. They are the ones that will die. You will not die. You will not die. That is the only thing they want to offer. So priests, bishops are now ordained only to be conducting funeral services because they're expecting more death. My children, you will not die. I reject it. That funeral is not for you. If we cannot use the church for communal worship, it's funeral. That's the only thing they can offer you. Funeral service is not for you. I reject it. You will not be buried. You will not even die. Leave the dead to bury their dead. If the only thing the church can offer at this time is funeral, Chukwajo. Hell, Arueme. Arueme. Nadia, you people should start praying immediately. Start praying for the church. Hell, we have lost it. And I don't even know where and how we got it lost. Church cannot be used for social activities. It's even better that time they lock it too. Now people will start desecrating church. Use church to give support to those. Is that why the church was built? Is that why the church was dedicated? They've released it. You cannot eat your cake and have it back. That was what happened to missionary schools in Nigeria and Africa. The moment the government took away the school, to return the school back to mission became a problem. Voluntarily, and this thing is put in document. This thing is put, when they were saying it, I thought they were joking, that they should release all those buildings for schools. They can use it for schools or churches. They can use church buildings for school. They can use it to give people support for help. I thought it was a joke. Now, the church leaders who are supposed to protect the church as a sacred place. November 9, now we are talking about dedication of the basilica. That is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the feast of dedication of the Lateran Basilica in Rome. Dedication. Do you know what it means to dedicate a building? You dare not use it for the wrong purpose. When church has been dedicated, it now becomes a dwelling place of the Most High God. It's even better that time they lock it up. They say it's locked up. Now they want to open it up for social activities. Church can be used for other social support, every other thing except for communal worship, which is the essence of the church. Amen. This one is abomination. And this is the most foolish decision I have ever heard in my life. Communal worship. What has Jesus done to you people? Our mother Mary is asking this question. What has my son done to you people? You want to crucify him again and again and again? Eh? The people who are supposed to defend him are not defending him. Agents of darkness, they are attacking the church. Why can't you reason? Why must it be the major celebration in the Christian church? They have locked down everywhere in the church. During Easter, we did not celebrate Easter this year. Christmas now, they are talking about lockdown. And the Christians are not reasoning. Our leaders in the church, they are not reasoning. You people are looking for trouble. You people are looking for trouble. You are looking when God will rise in his anger. When God will rise in his anger, you are looking for his trouble. You are asking God, God, what will you do? After all, we have locked you up. And then, did you do anything? And now we have to open it. They have to use it for social activities, not for communal worship. Look at that word. My heart is bleeding. The way Jesus Christ wept for Jerusalem, that is how I am weeping for the church. Because what is about to happen now? Hey, you want to do funeral? That's the only thing you can offer to people. Funeral. Funeral is it not a communal service? Funeral. That is the only thing you want to offer. Hey! Ajebokwa. You don't offer celebration for them, mass, when they are alive. It's when they will die, you offer funeral service. Is the mass for the dead is it just for mass of the dead? Is it an institution is it funeral home? Is the church a funeral home? That the only thing you people can offer the people of God is funeral service. The only thing you can offer to the people, funeral service. Oh, hey, so you want people to die. You have already prepared so that as they are dying, you will be conducting funeral service, getting funeral offering. That's all you can offer. You will not pray for them to live. You are just praying to, when they die, you now offer them funeral service. Look at you. My children, I am praying for you. You will not die. You will not die. That funeral service is not for you. It's not for your family. You will not die. You will not die. Let them go and bury themselves. In fact, those of you in England, that thing they call it's not church. I must tell you, that building, if you are going there at your own risk. Get your altar of divine mercy. Be praying in your home until they restore communal worship. It's risk. Don't expose yourself to spiritual danger. It's a risk. That building has been taken over by demons. The only thing to drive demons away is a building that has been used for sacrifice, communal service, and you stop it. Devil has taken over now. Don't go there and then go and be possessed until they start celebrating. That is the only reason why you should even go to the church. There are so many other places you can get social help, social support. If you are looking for, not in the church. The church is not an insurance company. The church, oh my God. The church is primarily, if at all, for communal worship. If we don't use the church to worship God, then what is it for? So any other thing other than communal worship, don't go to those buildings. If you are going there, whatever happens to you, now you sabi. So we are talking about wisdom, and I don't know what triggered this. And I'm sure it is, I told you that is the most foolish letter I've ever read. To say that the church should not be used for communal worship, but for every other thing you can do in the church, but not for communal worship. Hey! How does it sound in the ear? Who wrote this rubbish? Anything that is not bringing glory to God, to hell with that thing. See how they have want to kick God out of our lives, out of our system, even out of the church. They did the one they did, locking down places of worship. Now, after opening it, they say the church is no longer for communal worship. It's for social activity. Every other thing can happen inside the building. Look at, did you hear that? Did you hear that? What? Listen to this, so that we don't misquote them. In all fairness to them, it says, the second paragraph of this letter, it says, churches remain open and in use for activities other than communal worship. Churches remain open for every other activities other than communal worship. To the extent they say, example, including personal prayer, support for those in need, and then funeral masses and funeral service. How? Chineke RMF. Funeral service, funeral masses can be held, but we cannot go and worship God. How? Who did this to the Catholic Church? If you can conduct funeral mass, funeral service, what stops you from conducting communal worship? What has God done to this world? The same human being he created, he handed over this word to you. Now you want to kick God out of his word. What has God done to you people? Why are you people fighting God? Why are you people fighting God? You have money. You have money. You have made it. Now you feel you can do without God. Let's see how far you can go. Communal worship. The only thing God is asking from you, worship. Communal worship. The only thing we can give to God. God is not asking you for money. God is not asking you for any other thing. Just worship me. And we say we will not worship him. Even after collecting money to build churches, to build all these things, we say we will not use it to worship God. Nah, the world is looking for trouble. The world leaders, they are looking for trouble. And when this trouble will start hitting them, what happened during the period of pandemic, coronavirus, is nothing as compared to what is about to happen now. Because you people are looking for trouble. You are asking God, what will you do? God will do something. God will do something. God will do something. Everything has been secularized. Because they don't believe that there is God. If they believe there is God, they will not turn churches. Tomorrow is the dedication of the Lateran Basilica. November 9. We will be celebrating the dedication of the Lateran Basilica. Once you have dedicated church, that's the essence of dedication. The moment a church, a building is dedicated, you use it for that purpose for which it is dedicated. And dedication of churches are for communal worship. No other reason. These are the people who are teaching us this thing. Catholic Bishop Conference, they are the ones teaching us this thing. That the moment you dedicate a church, you dare not use it for any other reason except for communal worship. And now they just turn the whole thing upside down, opposite. That no more communal service, but the church which has been dedicated can be used for every other activity. Hey, Arueme, Ego Atafi Gunishi. Okay, let's see how it will end. God will prove to you that he is still God. He's existing. Those of you who don't believe that there is God, God will soon prove to you that he is still God. Continue to look for his trouble. Continue to look for his trouble. Wisdom we are talking about. Because if they are wise, they would have, wisdom goes with logic. Okay? Wisdom. I'm talking of earthly wisdom now. I'm not talking of even divine wisdom. Divine wisdom doesn't even need, something to happen before you become wise. But human reasoning, logic, which is scientifically proven. Logic. I have scientific proof to prove to the world that what you people call coronavirus has not reached Africa, has not reached Nigeria. One, you told us that social distance, face mask, they are the only solution to coronavirus. Number one, we have done election. And during our election, we did not keep social distance. We did not wear face mask. We did our election and nothing happened to us. We are still alive. Two, we had our protests. Young people had their protests. For days, they were together. No social distance, no face mask. And then we are still alive except the people they kill with gun. Therefore, I'm using human reasoning now. I'm using logic, syllogism. If we have done election and there was no outbreak of any pandemic, And then we did protest. There was no outbreak of any pandemic. Therefore, why should we hold another lockdown? Any lockdown is irrational, it's not reasonable. From all this that has happened in Nigeria so far, therefore, there is nothing like coronavirus in Nigeria. And if there is anything like that, the weather is too hot for it. We have already entered dry season. So anybody that is contemplating another lockdown, you better go to United Kingdom. It's not for Africans. It's not for Nigerians. It's the most foolish decision anyone can take. And I begin to pray because, these people, they copy a lot. They copy a lot sheepishly. They don't act with wisdom. So those things are not for us. They just use it to make money. And then suppress the Christians. Suppress the Christians from celebrating Easter. Because Muslims, July, when they celebrated their Salah, they opened up. The lockdown opened up. Even with the number they are increasing, the lockdown stopped when Muslims were about to celebrate their Salah. Christmas is coming now. They are contemplating another lockdown. Christians, when will you people become wise? For how long? And most of these lawmakers, they are Christians. So most of these lawmakers, they are Christians. So you don't want us to celebrate Christmas. That was the first thing my friend Donald Trump promised the America, that Americans will start wishing themselves Merry Christmas again. That was the first speech. I don't forget that Americans will start wishing themselves Merry Christmas again. But now, this is November, when people are supposed to be preparing for Christmas. They have targeted Christians again. And Christians, they are, let me not even use the word foolish. If I say they are foolish now, you say I'm insulting you. I don't want to insult anybody. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood today. I don't want anybody to feel insulted. But if Christians are wise, they should ask themselves, why is it that when we should have celebrated Easter, there was lockdown? When the Muslims celebrated their Salah, they opened up. And now Christmas is coming. They are contemplating another lockdown. Even after all these things that has happened. Election has happened. Protest has happened. So what is the essence of deceiving them? What will they tell us again? What other lie will they tell us again? Are they not meeting in their house of assembly? Have they not been meeting in their house of assembly? So their problem now, where coronavirus brews, is the church. Church. That's where they have proven to us that where coronavirus is brooding is the church. Okay, we are talking about wisdom. Oh, sorry, please. Wisdom. That wisdom is something, when you are looking for it, it is looking for you. Okay? Then number 7 point. To fix one's thought on wisdom is perfect understanding. For if you fix your thought on wisdom, that is what we call perfect understanding. To fix one's thought on wisdom is perfect understanding. That is it. Everybody need understanding. If you want to gain perfect understanding, focus on wisdom. Okay? Focus on wisdom. Then you will get perfect knowledge and understanding. Wisdom. Perfect understanding comes through wisdom. He who is vigilant on her account will soon be free from care. He care. Oh my God. Listen to that. He who is vigilant on wisdom's account will soon be free from care, from difficulties. Okay? So, in other words, wisdom sets you free from worry. Wisdom sets you free from bondage. Wisdom sets you free from illiteracy. Okay? Wisdom sets you free. You will be free from all those things you are worried about. Okay? Now, the next one, it says, she goes about seeking those worthy of her. Wisdom goes about looking for those who are worthy of her. Wisdom doesn't come to you, you know. Wisdom looks for those who are worthy of her. Looks for those who are worthy of her. Not everybody are worthy. Wisdom doesn't go to any house. If he knows that you are foolish, he will not stay with you. Wisdom does not stay in families that are foolish. Wisdom, as you are looking for wisdom, wisdom is looking for you. Wisdom is looking for you. Wisdom does not reside in foolishness. He doesn't reside in any gathering that is foolish. He goes about looking for those who are worthy of her. And when he discovers you, when wisdom discovers that you are worthy of it, it will reside with you. Okay? Now, wisdom graciously appears to them in their paths on your way. Number 10, me, I have gotten number 10. Wisdom does what? Wisdom graciously appears to them in their paths. Oh my God. Even on your way, as you travel, wisdom will just meet you. Wisdom graciously appears. It will appear to you. Wisdom appears to you, even on your path, seeking wisdom. Even before you get to where wisdom is resided, it will appear to you. Okay, it doesn't have to wait. Remember the story of that prodigal son. As the prodigal son was coming back, the father sighted him from afar, and the father started coming. It was on his path to meet the father that the father hugged him. That is wisdom for you. Wisdom, when he see you coming close, coming, you are looking for wisdom. Wisdom will run after you, and he will appear to you. Oh my God! He graciously appears to those who are looking for on their path, on your way, looking for wisdom. You will be amazed that wisdom will appear. Then finally, wisdom meets them in every thought. Wisdom meets them in every thought. Wisdom will meet you in every thought. Every thought, every thought. Wisdom meets them. Okay? Or let me put wisdom meets you. Or I'm writing me, I'm personalizing it too. I say wisdom meets me on every thought. So I don't know how you are doing. The other one where you say wisdom appears to those. I say wisdom appears to me on my path. So make it personal so that you are receiving it at the same time. Instead of writing wisdom appears to those who are on their path to wisdom, you say wisdom appears to me on my path to wisdom. Wisdom means those, them in their every thought. So when you are thinking, wisdom will embody your thought. Everything you think will be wise thought. You will not be thinking foolishness. And when you think wisely, you will act wisely. The more you think wisely, the more you act wisely. Okay? So that's why he say wisdom meets them on their thought. Every thought of you will be inspired by wisdom. On every thought. So, child of God, this is 11. That one is a jara. 11 wise sayings that has to do with wisdom. For those of you who came late, let me just run through it. Okay? From today's first reading, Wisdom chapter 6, verse 12 to 16. Look at the 11 wise saying. 10, if you like. Then look at it. Number 1. Wisdom is radiant. All these things are taken from the book of Wisdom, chapter 6, verse 12 to 16. Today's first reading. Number 1, wisdom is radiant. Irradiance. The way this screen is radiating. Wisdom is unfolding. It develops. It doesn't just happen overnight. Wisdom is discerned by those who love her. If you have love for wisdom, you will be able to discern it and you will be able to acquire it. You cannot acquire wisdom. You cannot discern wisdom if you don't love wisdom. Number 4, wisdom is found by those who seek her. Of course, if you don't seek her, you will not find it. Seek, you will find. Knock, the door will be opened to you. Okay? If you are not seeking for wisdom, you will never find it. Number 6, okay? Wisdom hastens to make herself known and available to those who desire her. Cannot just come to you unless you desire her. He makes herself known to you. Number 6, wisdom. Those who seek wisdom early, who searches for it, they will not have difficulty to find her. Number 7, to fix one's thought on wisdom is perfect understanding. Oh my God, these are wise sayings. To fix one's thought on wisdom is perfect understanding. How can you gain understanding without wisdom? You need wisdom to attend to that perfect understanding. Number 8, wisdom sets you free from care, worldly care, worries, from bondage, from anxiety. Wisdom sets you free from frustration, from depression, all those things that you care for. Wisdom sets you free. Okay? Number 9, wisdom looks for those who are worthy. Not everybody. Wisdom doesn't go to everybody. He goes to those who are worthy of it. Number 10, wisdom appears to you on your path to wisdom. As you are going looking for wisdom, you will see wisdom. He will appear to you. And then number 11, this one is Jara. Okay? Wisdom meets you on every thought of yours. That is where wisdom meets you. When you are thinking, wisdom will come so that your thought will be wise. Your thought will be inspired. Your thought will be sensible. When you are thinking, how can I go? How can I go about it? What can I do about it? You will see wisdom will come to your thought. Anything you think out will be full of wisdom, wise sayings, wise thought, wise ideas. You cannot come up with wise idea without wisdom. You cannot come up with wise decision without wisdom. If you are able to come out with wise idea, wise thought, it means you are a wise man. You are a wise woman. That's why it says wisdom appears to your thought anytime, in every thought of yours. Once you are married to wisdom, anytime you are thinking, wisdom will come and sit by your side. Wisdom will be the one inspiring you. Wisdom will be the one, reminding you what you are supposed to do and when you are supposed to do it. Wisdom will come and remind you what you are supposed to say and how you are supposed to say it. You don't just open your mouth and then foolishness will be pouring out. Wisdom will give you the right word to say at the right time. Oh, wisdom! That is the word you need. That is what you need. You need wisdom. Any decision you take that is inspired, that is influenced by wisdom, you will never regret. But when you act without wisdom, you will act foolishly. And when you act foolishly, you stand to regret. So, my dear friends in Christ, I pray for you this morning that the good Lord will deliver you from the spirit of foolishness, that the good Lord will deliver you from the spirit of insensitivity, that the good Lord will deliver you from anything that is contrary to wisdom. From today, I pray now that you have gotten these principles of wisdom, may God connect you to divine wisdom. May God make you wiser in your thought. May God make you wiser in your speech. May God make you wiser in your action. Everything you think, everything you say, and everything you do, may they all be inspired by the wisdom from above. And as you remain wise, it shall be well with you. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Congratulations.